Hello and welcome to Sensational South. I'm Harish Upadhyaya. This is the show that gets you the news and flavor of South India. Now, a Cauvery war has erupted between Tamil Nadu and Karnataka. Tamil Nadu wants 7,200 cusecs of water. Karnataka says we are in no position to release that water. In the meanwhile, there is a fear that citizens of Bengaluru might not have drinking water perhaps in January, February, March. The Supreme Court has refused to interfere. What's the way out? We'll debate that, but first the story.
It's standing crops in Tamil Nadu versus drinking water needs of more than 1 crore people in Bengaluru and other towns in Karnataka's Cauvery basin. That is where the century-old Cauvery water dispute between the two states stands today. With storage levels in 4 dams across Kaveri in Karnataka at record low, the state has argued that it is not in a position to release 5,000 cusecs of water every day to the lower riparian state anymore. The dams have around 53 TMC feet of water, but the state needs 33 TMC feet to meet the drinking water needs of Bengaluru, Mysuru and nearby towns. While Tamil Nadu has been asking for 7,200 cusecs of water every day, which is nearly 10 TMC feet every 15 days. The Supreme Court has refused to entertain the demands of either Karnataka or Tamil Nadu and has reiterated that the Cauvery Water Management Authority is the right body to decide the quantum of water release. A worried Karnataka government is seeking the intervention of the Prime Minister. They also took a delegation to meet the Union Water Resources Minister.
No, I have written a letter, but so far the Prime Minister has not given time to meet him.
But Tamil Nadu has ruled out getting into any talks with Karnataka.
We are requesting the Supreme Court as well as the government, central government also, kindly implement that if there is a distress, then how to share the water.
With monsoon failing, the state has recorded a massive rainfall shortage of 78% in August alone, with situation no different in September. Worried Bengalurians have approached the apex court to safeguard their drinking water needs, even as standing crops in the Cauvery basin withers away.
The Chamarajanagara Dam, popularly known as the KRS Dam, is built over river Kaveri. Now, the KRS Dam is one of the major source of drinking water for Bengaluru city and its neighbouring cities as well. It is also a major source of irrigation for the farmers of Mandya and Mysuru region. At the present condition, the water level at the KRS Dam is at a precariously lower level, and that is the reason why the farmers of Mandya and Mysuru region as well as people in Bengaluru city are opposing to the release of water to the neighbouring state of Tamil Nadu. While Tamil Nadu has received near normal rainfall in August, the state's farmers in Cauvery basin still heavily rely on Cauveri's water to irrigate their fields, and they too are affected by poor rainfall.
This is one among the many agricultural lands in Tiruvallur district that continues to remain infertile. In fact, of the 3.5 lakh hectares of agricultural land in Tiruvallur, almost 50% of the land continues to remain dry. One, of course, is because not getting water from Karnataka, and also the other reason is failed monsoon, which is why people like Maria Raj, who own 3 acres of land in Tiruvallur, have seen the harvest in January. After that, they've not seen a harvest. And the squabble with Karnataka over river sharing has left many in agricultural distress and leaving behind a significant debt.
The impending northeast monsoon might bring some relief to Tamil Nadu, and Karnataka is hoping that it also lashes parts of Cauvery basin in the state, which is not a regular occurrence. With Akshara and Purnima, Bureau Report, CNN News 18.
To debate this further, we have an eminent panel joining us today. We have Mr. Pugal Gandhi of the DMK, we have Lakshmi Ashwin Gowda of the BJP, and Mr. Raghu Doderi of the Congress. Raghu Doderi, Supreme Court has refused to interfere now. You're talking about once again approaching with a review petition. But if you look at the kind of arguments and the stance the Supreme Court has taken, it has made it very clear that this is the job of experts, and those experts are in the Water Management Authority, and we do not want to interfere in this. What gives you hope that perhaps in the next review petition, Supreme Court might think otherwise?
No, Mr. Harish, I think what Supreme Court bench has rejected our petition today. I think it was unfortunate, but we had belief in our judiciary system. See, unfortunately, what happened, the Supreme Court, when they gave the final verdict, so they are not considered distressed situation. They just awarded the final verdict, and they divided the water available water to between these three states. But so by considering this one, so we are going back to the Supreme Court asking for a revised petition considering the situation in Karnataka, especially the Karnataka is requesting this water for our drinking water, whereas the Tamil Nadu is requesting the water for their standing craft. So on a humanitarian ground, so the Supreme Court should have considered our petition and should have informed the Water Authority management to stop releasing the water. See, I think right now I'm demanding the interference for BJP MPs as well as the Prime Minister in this matter, because this is Karnataka has a
but Raghu, BJP says that you are being... Raghu, BJP says you are going soft on Tamil Nadu because they are your alliance partners.
No. We are not going to. I think we will take a decision that we are not going to release the water immediately, because we are already having a severe drought across the state, where 191 taluks have been already declared as a drought-prone taluk, and 75 to 80% of the state is not really received sufficient rain. More than 70% of the state has not received required rain. So in this situation, so we are completely helpless, but we don't sit quiet, and we'll definitely go back to the Supreme Court to file a revised petition asking for considering the humanitarian ground where Bengaluru requires about 24 TMC of water. We need to feed. So we are IT capital of the country, and which is giving more than 40% of the IT revenue to the central government. So our more than 9% of the overall country's GDP.
Okay, Mr. Gandhi. Now looks like the argument of Karnataka is that it's no more about providing water for standing crops, whether it's in Tamil Nadu or Karnataka. It's about the drinking water needs of more than 1 crore people in Bengaluru and other towns in the Kaveri basin. Would you believe that this would be a strong argument in front of the Water Management Authority?
No, see, Water Management Authority, we are also going to demand both the Supreme Court as well as the Water Management Authority to consider our request, because the state requires minimum 55 to 60 TMC of water for drinking water in this Kaveri basin. If current available water is only about 55 TMC, that too Kaveri and KRS, and Kaveri is having only about 27 TMC of water, which is directly connected to Bangalore and giving water to Bangalore. So, since 1.3 crore...
Okay, that point is taken, Raghu. In fact, I wanted to take that question to Mr. Gandhi. Mr. Gandhi of the DMK. Mr. Pugal Gandhi, do you believe that the Water Management Authority will buy this argument of Karnataka that this is now about the drinking water needs of more than 1 crore people in Bengaluru, in Mysuru, Mandya and other towns in the Kaveri basin, and that needs to be prioritized over standing crops, whether it's in Karnataka or Tamil Nadu?
We don't want to cast any aspersions of doubts on the claims of Karnataka that it does not have any drinking water to cater to the needs of 1 crore people in Bangalore. That is a different issue altogether, because if we buy this argument, then every time when there is a water scarcity, they will come up with this particular claim, and even they will try to defeat the legitimate claims of Tamil Nadu. Here, one thing you need to understand very clearly, with respect to the claims of the Karnataka ministers and also the Karnataka politicians, there seems to be a fundamental conceptual misunderstanding on the side of Karnataka. See, what the ministers or political leaders in Karnataka are saying is that they do not have surplus water to release it to Tamil Nadu. See the usage of the word. They are saying they do not have surplus. Surplus means it is leftover water. Because in normal parlance, the quantum of water available after satisfying the needs of Karnataka, that may be legitimate need or excess need, which is called a surplus. It is We are not asking for the surplus water. What we are asking is our legitimate, equitable share in the water of Kaveri, which we are rightfully entitled to. And secondly, when we are talking about the drinking water issue, we also have to understand one thing very clearly, that Tamil Nadu has got the maximum or the largest river basin with respect to Kaveri. We have got around 42,000 square kilometers of river basin, whereas Karnataka has got only 28,000 square kilometers of river basin. Because though the river Kaveri originates from Karnataka, out of the 800 miles of its length, only 320 miles it passes through Karnataka and 480 miles it passes through Tamil Nadu. So the water needs of Tamil Nadu is much higher than the water needs of Karnataka as far as Kaveri is concerned. Now, when I say only 28,000 square kilometers of river basin is with respect to Karnataka river basin, they can only have an irrigation which will commensurate only to that particular extent. They cannot artificially or they cannot expand their irrigation needs and then say they are not having water for drinking purpose. If that argument is done, they can remove the entire water.
That's the charge Karnataka has made in front of the Supreme Court, that Tamil Nadu also has increased their irrigation area.
No, see, there are two things. Tamil Nadu, even though if they have increased, even if it is accepted, Tamil Nadu is a lower riparian state. There is a concept called lower riparian and upper riparian state. As far as lower riparian state is concerned, it will have to receive the maximum water because the river courses from the upper riparian state to the lower riparian state. It is a natural course of the river. You cannot change the course of the river. So as far as the irrigation needs are concerned, the upper riparian state has to be careful in having their irrigation area, which should be commensurate with the river basin. If you extend the river basin, if you extend the irrigation area and pull out all the water, then say I don't have the drinking water, then that is your mistake. You should not do that. You have to give us the legitimate share, which is fixed by the Cauvery River Water Management Authority after taking into consideration many factors. The factors will include the surplus rainfall. The factor will include what is the formula to be calculated in case of a distress. And even today, what is the situation?
Okay. I'll quickly go across to Mr. B.V. Shivshankar, senior journalist, joining us. Mr. Shivshankar, how do you view this situation? You have rainfall deficit on both sides of the border, both in Tamil Nadu and Karnataka. Tamil Nadu argues that it's asking for its legitimate share. Karnataka says we don't even have for drinking water needs.
Harish, the real distress is not the scarcity of water available in the river basin or the scanty rains received during the southwest monsoon. The real distress is the politics that always take precedence over people's problem. Here, time and again, the experts and senior politicians like Deve Gowda are time and again saying and suggesting that the two parties should sit together and settle the issue amicably. Don't venture into the court. And there is a very well-defined system in place in accordance with the Supreme Court's verdict in 2018 verdict. The two panels have been set up. One is regulatory committee, Cauvery Water Regulatory Committee, CWRC, that monitors the affairs on a day-to-day basis and gives advisory. And CWMA, which is a very democratic body, statutory body which has been constituted under the provision of Interstate River Dispute Act 1956 in compliance with the Supreme Court order. There, all the riparian states are the members with voting rights. There they should sit down and make their respective cases and come to an understanding and so that the panel comes with a sort of decision. See, these people, they don't do it.
Yes.
And we have never seen two parties, either the representatives of Karnataka and Tamil Nadu, sit together and assess the situation of distress properly, and accordingly they can do it. So, for example, Mr. Dorai Murugan, Water Resources Minister of Tamil Nadu says we never talk to Karnataka. See this. As they say, everyone loves good drought. These politicians and political parties seems to have playing around this distress.
Absolutely.
And playing
in fact, you mentioned Dorai Murugan's name. He's made it very clear that they don't want to have any discussion or talks with Karnataka. I'll come to Ms. Gowda now. Ma'am, do you think the demand that Prime Minister should interfere, get both Tamil Nadu and Karnataka to a table and get an amicable solution is something that the union government would think of?
Yeah, that is also the see. Everybody here, they should exhibit some sort of statesmanship.
In fact, Mr. Shivshankar, in fact, that question was to Ms. Lakshmi Ashwin Gowda of the BJP. Ma'am, do you believe that the union government wants to take that route? Already Karnataka has approached them and they want the intervention of the Prime Minister.
Well, time and again, the ruling Congress dispensation has shown anti-farmer stand. Recently being the Kaveri issues, it has already shown anti-farmer stand by delaying to file a review petition in the Supreme Court by agreeing to give 5,000 cusecs of water until 15 days when we ourselves are suffering from deep water crisis, when our standing crops are requiring more water and our industry, our irrigation requires more water in the Kaveri basin. Any attempt to delay to approach and file review petition in Supreme Court is causing utter injustice to our farmers, and it again shows the sledgehammer attitude of the Congress dispensation.
Congress says there are examples of Prime Minister Indira Gandhi interfering or intervening in the issue of Krishna and Narmada. And they're seeking a similar effort from Mr. Modi.
As soon as possible, and we cannot release 5,000 cusecs of water for the next 2 weeks. It is simply not possible, which will affect when we ourselves are suffering from the scanty monsoonal rainfall, and we are suffering from the drinking water crisis. When they are talking about the brand Bengaluru,
I'll take a quick final word from Mr. Gandhi. Mr. Gandhi, this proposal by Congress in Karnataka asking for Prime Minister's intervention, is that something that DMK would look at in a positive light?
See, we are open for any discussion and we are open for any resolution by anyone, including the Honorable Prime Minister. But currently the matter is before the Honorable Supreme Court and the Water Management Authority has passed a clear order, though we are not satisfied with the order because initially the water mandated was around 7,200 cusecs. It was reduced unilaterally on the stroke of a night and reduced to 5,000 cusecs. Now the issue is Karnataka is not even releasing that 5,000 cusecs. This is what the fundamental issue. And if we get that 5,000 cusecs, at least that will serve to an extent. Though we will continue to fight for our share legitimately, because we do not buy this argument of drinking water scarcity. If there is a drinking water scarcity, that scarcity has been created by Karnataka because they have increased the river basin or the irrigation area to a large extent, which is disproportionate to their river basin. That is our standpoint.
I will have to conclude this debate here, but one thing is very clear, that a lot depends on how the northeast monsoon pans out. That could provide some relief because right now Supreme Court doesn't want to interfere. Storage levels are dipping and there is a need in both states for irrigation and drinking water. We'll have to see if the northeast monsoon can bail out both these states.